the SnailTrail4x4 podcast. If you like off-roading in Toyotas, ranching on Toyotas, camping in Toyotas, and even maybe poking a little bit of fun at Toyotas, then this is the podcast for you. Oh, man. What a day, Mr. Jet. Welcome to the SnailTrail4x4 podcast with me yet again. I'm always happy to see everybody here in the studio.
Yeah.
All three of you.
All three of us. Yeah. Me, myself, and I.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Got it.
Man. It is a Thursday episode.
Yes, it is.
So we get to talk a little bit about what we've been up to. We have some giveaway stuff going on.
Yep.
As always. And I have some updates on Kermit.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Is that all?
That's it, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I do have something though.
Oh.
That's really exciting.
Okay. What is it?
I can't tell you.
God dang it, Tyler. When are we going to be able to know?
That's a good question. I don't know when we're going to be able to know. I've been sworn to secrecy. I was told it's like NDA type of stuff, but they never made me sign an NDA.
Okay.
So, but it's super exciting and it fits in really, really well with what we do on the podcast here. But I can't say it. And I haven't even heard back from the person in like a month and a half now. So I need to follow back up again with another person to be like, hey, when am I going to be hearing back from this person about all these details that I'm supposed to be knowing about? Anyways, it's really exciting stuff though.
Okay.
Super exciting.
Just take your word on it.
Super exciting, Jimmy.
Sure. You know what else is exciting?
What?
Our monthly giveaway for our Snail Squad members.
Okay. You're just trying to like pass on now and be like,
well,
I don't want to talk about it
if
anymore.
you got a surprise for me that you are super excited to tell me about, but you have no idea when you're allowed to tell me.
Yeah.
I'm sort of just over it by now.
No, you can't be over it.
I am.
Okay.
It's like I'm going to hear of this surprise for the rest of my life.
Probably.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Not too concerned anymore.
I do know that by January 1st, I will be able to tell you.
Okay, good.
But I don't know if I could tell you before. I'm not sure what it should happen before January 1st. But if it doesn't happen, if I don't tell you before January 1st, I know that as of January 1st, I should be able to tell you.
How about December 1st?
December 1st? I don't think I don't know. Maybe.
How about November 1st?
Probably not.
Okay, so something may be happening in November time frame.
I don't know when it is. Hold on, let me pull up my calendar.
Oh. So it's something.
It's a big something.
It's a big something.
Big giggity.
You know what else is not a big something? Is our monthly giveaway. It's super tiny.
It is really tiny, actually. I like how you did that. Good job.
Thanks. The EVCX from, what is it? Ultimate 9 is a throttle controller for most any vehicle out there that has a drive-by wire throttle.
Okay. Sorry, I'll be able to tell you on your birthday, actually.
Well, that's perfect. Too bad we have to wait months.
I know. Anyways, yes, the EVCX is a drive-by-wire electric throttle controller, right? So electronic throttle control. We've talked a little bit about it, told about some features. We did check, and it does default safe.
Oh, cool.
Yep. And the big thing about
default safe, do you know which way to? Is it default to a dead pedal or default back to stock?
Back to stock.
Oh, cool.
So
okay.
It's an inline throttle controller, right? Yeah. So you plug it in line of what your throttle pedal, typically the circuit that would go back to the ECU.
Yeah.
And so if for some reason the unit fails, it'll just bypass the unit and you've got a normal pedal again.
Okay, cool.
But they've also had like less than 0.1% of warranties. And it's usually just because somebody bought it and then returned it because they were like, I don't really use it. I don't really want it.
Yeah. I fully understand that the likelihood of something like this failing is probably fairly low, but the concern is, if it does fail, what happens.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's good to know that. So if there is a less than 1% chance of failure, then it defaults to stock.
Yep.
Cool.
And we also found out in researching and getting this answer for everybody that the big reason why there's a big concern and there was a big fear about this in the off-road industry is because there was a brand out there whose systems were failing and were completely messing up people's CAN bus systems because they're using OBD2.
Oh, wow.
They're plugging into the OBD2.
Sure.
So that's
this one doesn't do it. It just, you disconnect the pedal and then you plug the wire that used to go into the pedal into the wiring harness of the controller. And then you can attach the wiring harness of the controller into where the pedal was. And so it's just straight in line for the pedal.
Yep.
Yeah,
exactly. So pretty cool. Nice safety features. The Ultimate 9 has thought a lot about these things and made them pretty damn foolproof in a nice, tiny, cute little packaging.
Yeah, it is.
So,
I mean, even the packaging's nice.
Mm-hmm.
I like the shiny axe.
Yeah, it does kind of draw your attention.
Absolutely.
And I like the ode to Louis Vuitton on the sides.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? It's just the print that goes across kind of horizontally sideways, their logo.
Got it. I don't think I've ever paid attention to that.
So anyways, yeah, we got an EVCX throttle controller for any vehicle, pretty much your choice. One throttle controller for this month's giveaway. And that'll be ending July 31st. 30th?
28th.
28th. Yeah, somewhere around there.
32nd.
It's somewhere within 4 days of July 30th. How's that?
Plus or minus
3. So yeah, if you guys want to get in for that giveaway, head over to irate4x4.com. And get signed up underneath the SnailTrail4x4 forum. All your sign up options are there. You need to be at least in the giveaway tier. And I believe the gift box tier is still closed. So really, I think the giveaway tier is the biggest tier you can get into. So
Yep, absolutely.
Let's see what else we got.
We have reviews giveaways going on.
We do.
We just got our 650th review covered. I sent that package out to Lance the other day.
Nice.
So you probably have it by now.
Cool.
Maybe have it by now.
Very cool.
Let's see. So we've got our reviews for 700 coming up. Once we get to 700 reviews, we are giving away an elite membership from Onyx Off-Road, plus a swag pack from MORRFlate and a swag pack from SnailTrail4x4. And I'll probably throw in a snail armor sticker or two in there as well.
Nice.
So that'll be our 700 reviews. But then once we get to 750 reviews, we're giving away a set of tires from Yokohama Tire.
Yeah, buddy.
Super excited for that.
Yep.
You have to have less than a 20-inch rim, and DOT approved tires those are your options. So pretty much any street tire out there that you want, you can get. And some of their mud terrains or ATXs or their new exciting. They have their new all-terrain level or version 4 out now.
Really?
Yeah.
I missed that announcement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw there was a Tanner Faust and Levi Shirley ad going on, a preview of them driving a new stock Bronco with the new AT4s or whatever they are called. Okay. Driving those around on some rocks somewhere.
I didn't know Tanner was a Yokohama guy.
Yep.
Okay.
Tanner Faust is a Yokohama guy as well. It'd be fun to get him on the podcast.
It'd be fun to get Levi Shirley on the podcast.
That'd be a good one too. Yep.
I'm street driving is, let's get the Ultra 4 guy on.
Well, both of them. Tanner Faust was one of the...
he did a lot of Baja, didn't he?
I don't know.
I thought he did some trophy truck stuff.
He's done some racing. I know that for sure. He's done a lot of street racing. I don't know what off-road racing that guy has done, but he was the Top Gear America guy too. Yeah,
Top Gear America. I know that he was a big rally sport.
Yes.
He's huge in rally sport.
I think Travis Pastrana is a Yokohama guy too.
Really?
I think.
Interesting.
That would be a fun one.
Let's get it. Let's start writing these people down, man.
Yeah. We're coming for you.
Yeah.
Get ready.
Oh, that's funny. So yeah, we got Yokohama stuff, some cool stuff, tires. Everybody loves tires in the off-road world. We live on tires, right? So, pretty awesome of Yokohama to do a full set of tires for somebody. We just need to get there. So everybody go leave a review over on iTunes or Apple Podcasts. Just remember which account you leave a review under, because if you go and steal your buddy's phone or your girlfriend's phone or your wife's phone or whoever's phone it is, your kids' phones, and leave a review, and that review wins, you need to be able to prove that you have access to that account in order to collect your winnings.
Absolutely.
So if you go and leave a review on your girlfriend's account, that might be a good enough reason to stay with her. If you guys are going through a rough patch, just remember the tires that you could win.
Yeah.
So
if you don't win the tires, then feel free to break up with her after that.
Yeah. After 750, you can move on. So
unless we figure out something cool for 1,000 reviews, then you might want to continue to stick with her.
Look at us keeping people together.
I think that's all of the giveaways.
The giveaways for July. Everything going on.
We only really have sort of 2 things happening, I think.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
There's the Walter stuff, the National Walter stuff.
That's true.
So, we've gone over those. Walter National is doing a big, a series of giveaways, monthly giveaways for consumables, welding supply stuff, grinders, etc. And you can get in on that by going to your local welding supply store and buying Walter, Drillco, or Triumph products that are labeled with the giveaway. They've got a big orange sticker tag around them, and there'll be a QR code inside the product. And you just go and follow the instructions through scanning the QR code, and you get entered into those monthly drawings automatically. And then in November, they're doing a drawing for an F-150 Tremor 2-year lease. That's a Walter F-150 Tremor. So pretty cool stuff that Walter's doing for everybody. And then on the side of that, we're doing our own giveaway, kind of in conjunction with the Walter National giveaway. Follow the exact same rules. Do the Walter giveaway first, and then send the proof. So they're going to ask you for a picture of the product, and just send that picture as well to us. And if you send us a picture with your receipt showing you purchased the product, you get 2 entries with us.
Yep.
So,
and our giveaway goes through the end of August, and we're not 100% sure what we're giving away yet.
Nope. It'll be a really nice care package of consumables and stuff.
Probably. So, yep. We will work with Walter for that.
Yep.
In regards to Walter stuff, I've had a few of the winners, the monthly winners from Tool Month, reach out to me. Mm-hmm. So I want to let you guys know that if you won one of the Walter Tool Month contests, we have sent all the contact information, shipping information over to Walter, and they're sending everything out. So we really don't have our hands on any of the product for any of the winners. They're doing all the shipping for us. Mm-hmm. And as of, I think it was like Tuesday or Wednesday of a week ago, pretty much, all of the contact information was there. I was updating them every week, every winner, but now since that it's completely over, they have all that information. So we'll, the shipping's out of our hands in a way.
Yeah. It's kind of in corporate processing now.
Yeah. So but we're sorry that it might take a little bit of time, and hopefully everybody's stuff is being shipped out here soon or promptly.
Yeah. We'll keep bugging them weekly though, and get updates for you guys. So
that sounds good. Cool.
Yeah.
There's a Tacoma meetup this weekend at Denio's, which is going to be a lot of fun. I'm not going to be there. We'll talk about my future plans here in the next, coming up soon on this episode. But there's a huge meetup, a lot of fun. I was going to try and go to their, like they had a promotional time with a local news station, ABC here, and Marcus Allen. That's the guy I was looking for. Marcus Allen was the host. But it was like I had to be out at Denio's at like 5 a.m.
Oh, yeah.
And I got home from seeing Beck in concert from the Greek Theater down in Berkeley, which is 2 hours away, at like 1 a.m. And I'm like, sorry, guys, I'm not going to be there at 5 a.m.
Yeah, they invited me too and wanted me to bring Kermit out. But I was like, I go to bed at like 3 a.m. nowadays. I can't. I'm sorry, not happening.
Yeah. I was fully planning on doing it until I realized what time I got home. So sorry, Juans.
Yeah.
I didn't make that, but, and I'm not going to make it this weekend, unfortunately, but it does sound like it's going to be a huge turnout.
Mm-hmm.
Every single event they have is a lot of fun. I know a lot of local people that are going to be out there.
Mm-hmm.
And Denials is a blast as well. Denials is fun to walk around, just get some, popcorn or some ice cream, or just do your, shopping for your produce out there. It's a lot of farm raised stuff.
Yep. Yeah. Pretty cool stuff. I won't be out there either, but some of the MFers will be. We have a booth. And so we're kind of treating the booth like just a parking space.
Got it. Yeah.
The MFers are going to park their vehicles there, have MORRFlate stuff on the vehicles, but otherwise they'll be walking around, saying hi to people and just kind of enjoying the day.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I will be up on the Rubicon.
Ooh.
We can maybe talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, big Toyota meetup out at Denials here in NorCal this Saturday.
Yeah.
So.
Since we're talking about meetups, when's the Tacos on the Con event? Has that happened yet?
It has not happened yet. I want to say it was in August.
Okay. So Tacos on the Con, it's a solid axle swap Tacoma meetup. And I think they serve.
We got invited to it.
We did get invited. Neither one of us have solid axle swap Tacomas.
Yeah.
Are they doing actual tacos out there too? Taco food?
They are.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll be doing tacos in the springs.
Tacos in the springs. It's a fun time to go out on the Rubicon. When is it?
August 16 through 18.
Cool. Yeah. If you want to know more information of that, hit up our buddy George at Unleashed 4x4 and he will fill you in with all those details.
Yep.
If you are looking for a group to run out into the Rubicon Springs that are also solid axle swap Toyota Tacomas, this is a great opportunity for you. Yeah,
there's a lot of fun vehicles there. So there's that one. The Jamborees are happening.
Yeah, right now.
Pretty much the month of July is Jamboree month.
Yeah.
So Jamboree, Jeepers Jamboree, and Jeep Jamboree USA. And yeah, they pull parade permits on the Rubicon Trail. Since the Rubicon Trail has a road designation, and that's how is the legal protections of the trail to keep it open year round. And it makes it illegal to close the trail. Because it's a road, you can pull a parade permit on road with the Department of Transportation in the county. And so Jeepers Jamboree and JJ, they do a lot of work on the trail. I mean, arguably the reason why the trail is there is because of Jeepers Jamboree.
Yeah.
Today. So nobody else really gets parade permits but those two entities. But the trail is closed to anybody that is not in the parade. Therefore, if you're not registered for the event, you're not really allowed on the trail between the hours of 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. And then after 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., so overnight, the trail's open.
Yes.
Go do some
with
night
the
wheeling.
exception of private property.
Exactly. And the Rubicon Springs is private property. So they put out people at the entrance and exits to the Rubicon Springs and blocked people from coming in if you're not registered for Jeepers Jamboree or JJ.
Event. Yep. Yeah. So no salmon run.
No salmon run. Jimmy and I really wanted to do that until we found out that they actually block off the springs. You're not allowed to do it. So
100%.
Yeah. But yeah, if you're out at Jeepers Jamboree, I'm actually going to be going down into the springs on Saturday. And our compressor factory owner is in town for MORRFlate.
Oh, cool.
And he wanted to go check out Jeepers Jamboree and see what it's like. And I was like, fuck yeah, let's go. I'll take you down Cadillac and into the springs on Saturday and check out JJ during Saturday.
Nice. So are you getting in because you're a vendor?
Yes, we're a vendor this year for Jeepers Jamboree.
Okay.
Ozzy will be down there with the JL, with a booth down in the springs. And then we're going to run an entire air inflation station.
Yeah.
At Tahoma.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
On Sunday. So
that'll be nice.
I'll be pretty much parked in the Lance camper Friday, Saturday nights up in Tahoma.
Oh, you're getting away?
I'm getting away.
Dang.
Yeah. My first overnight trip. So it'll be fun. I think I'm excited.
Okay. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy to hear that's allowed.
I know. Yeah, he's the kid's getting a lot better. We found out a pattern that works really well overnight time. And it's called dream eating. I think it's called whatever. Essentially you wake the kid up before he wakes himself up, feed him, and before he's like awake, and then you put him back down.
Yeah.
And so he ends up, if we do that, it's about a 20-minute break in between him sleeping like 10 hours.
Dang.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's been
really nice.
been working really well. So I think that's working good. The mother-in-law is going to come down. So we're preparing for
Sweet.
it, right?
That sounds great. Good to hear.
Yeah. So I'll be down in the Springs on Saturday with Jeepers Jamboree, and then I'll be in Tahoma pretty much all day Sunday.
Okay.
At the staging in Tahoma.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Good deal. Well, since we're talking about future plans, I wanted to sort of talk about my next few weeks, just to give the listeners an idea of what's coming up. Let's see. So the rest of this week, tomorrow, literally for me, Wednesday, I am leaving on a road trip with my family, and we're going down to Southern California, and we're going to go to Knott's Berry Farm, and then we're going to hit Six Flags, and then we're coming home. So it's a short roller coaster trip.
Yeah. I see what you did there. I'm not going to give you an applause though.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wednesday night, we're going to a pirate dinner where everybody's in costume, and not the people dining, but the servers are in costume. There's a play on stage that all the employees are all pirate themed and garb and acting and everything. So that'll be fun. It's hosted at Knott's Berry Farm, I believe.
Oh, okay.
So that'll
you
be
should take
cool.
pirate costumes anyways. I know you guys have them.
We do actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've did a pirate themed Halloween one time. Yeah, we have. Maybe I'll suggest that. And then we're going Knott's Berry Farm that next day, which would be Thursday. Friday, Knott's Berry Farm has a water park. So we're going to the water park. Saturday, we're hitting Six Flags out of whatever it is, Ventura or whatever. Yep. And then we're bombing home on Sunday.
Wow.
I'll be home for a week. And then the next week, I leave for Ireland. Ireland. That's the worst accent I think I've ever tried. Yeah. So going to Ireland for like 9 days. The mini assistant's going with her dad. He wants more time with her, and we're like, perfect. Here's when we're going to be away abroad, and if you can have your daughter for an extra few days and be happy. Yeah. Try at least. Tell me
how you really feel, Jimmy.
Without going down the rabbit hole, the dad wanted more time with her because he said that he would be able to go and do things more often. Okay. So we permitted more time, and a week or so ago was the first time that he had her for the first time in the summer that he's had her for an entire week. Yeah. We asked the mini assistant what they did, and she said, we went out for donuts once or twice and went over to the in-laws to go swimming. So you had your daughter for a week and you just sat home and played video games. Yeah. Got it. Okay. Good for you. Yeah. Way to go do something now that you want her longer periods of time. Yeah. So anyways, we're going to go to Ireland. We're flying into Dublin, staying a few days in Dublin. And then we're driving, literally, I'm going to drive across the country almost the next day. Yeah. We're driving, there's a major highway that pretty much cuts Ireland in half. And halfway between the major cities is a place called Scots Bar or something like that. Okay. And it's the oldest bar in Ireland and possibly up where with the oldest bar in the world. Really? Yeah. So we're stopping there. We're going to have a drink. How did I miss that in Ireland? I have no idea. Because the secretary loves bars. Okay. She loves beer and drinking, right? Sure. Yeah. And so I'm kind of surprised that didn't come up in our activities in Ireland. Yeah. Oldest bar in Ireland. I don't know. Yeah. So we're going to go there. We're in the whiskey club at Monk's, and the first bottle release of the year was an Irish whiskey. So we're going to go to that distillery and go say hi and say, that we got some of their back in California. Yeah, we got this in California. We're going to Dingle. Okay. Yep. Yep. So my goal is to find a shirt that says Dingleberry. And so are you getting some berries in Dingle? I'm going to try to find a shirt that says Dingleberry. That's one of my major goals of this trip. We're definitely going to tour the Guinness factory. We're going to tour the Jameson factory. One of the nights we're staying in a castle. Just don't tell the locals you're doing that. What? Touring the Guinness factory? Why? So it's a little bit of a hubbub in Ireland,
Guinness has shut down all the microbreweries in Ireland due to competition.
Sure, I believe it.
So there's a lot. Every local in Ireland, every Irish person we talked to while we were there was like, "Fuck Guinness! Don't support them. Don't drink their beer." Blah blah blah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
I know that Guinness has a stronghold in Ireland for sure.
Yeah.
And it sound like doing a little bit of research on like pubs and beers and what's drank there. It sounds like you pretty much are paying Guinness to have them, but you can't not have them.
Yep.
It's something weird like that.
It's a pretty crazy monopoly that Guinness has over Ireland right now.
Yeah. We're going to try to hit Michter's as well.
Okay. That would be fun.
And then Sudworks.
Okay.
Is it Sudworks?
Sudworks.
There's another one out there. So what Michter's is a cider, I believe. And I'm pretty sure. And then Sudworks is another brew. So we're going to try to hit those. Jameson. We're going to the Clonakilty, which is the Irish whiskey that we got with our Monks Club.
Okay.
Yeah. We're spending the night in a hotel, or one of the nights we're staying inside of a castle in the room in a castle.
Yeah.
We get like a 5-course meal and all this stuff. So that'll be really cool. We're going to see the Cliffs of Moher. There's a jail in Dublin that's supposedly fantastic to tour.
Okay.
And you have to, like, the tickets come out of like 30 to 60 days in advance, and you have to order them like that day. And we were 4 hours off of when we were supposed to order them, and they were already sold out like 50% on the day that we wanted to go.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy. We're also going to go see some ruins outside of Dublin area that are sort of like Stonehenge.
Okay.
But it's like Stonehenge, but buried.
Okay.
Like it's under a mound. And they have tunnels that line up the equinoxes and summer solstices and whatnot.
Yeah.
So instead of Stonehenge's towers lining up the celestial or sun points of time, they're tunnels that do it.
Okay.
So we're going to check that out.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. So it's going to be a good time. We're doing that like the last week of July and into the beginning of August. So I'm going to be away from the podcast for a few episodes.
Yep.
Maybe a week or so.
Yep. So it'll be just me talking.
Yep.
Which is pretty much what we do now. So I'm just kidding.
Yeah. 75% of the episode.
Don't worry. I'll get some radio content for you guys. How's that?
Perfect.
We'll do some radio episodes.
Yeah, you'll do
while
some
Jimmy's
radio
gone.
episodes. I think
we
you
don't
have
have
an
to listen to
interview.
Jimmy sleeping and snoring while I'm talking.
Yeah, you got an interview lined up, I'm pretty sure. And and so it'll just be Tyler for a week. So it'll be a good chance for him to experience what I had to go through when he had a baby.
Yep. Maybe I'll interview the 4-month-old. How's that?
There you go. Yeah. What'd you think of your first wheeling trip?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that's my month coming up. So I just wanted to let you guys know what was going on so that, you weren't scared in the future.
Cool. So I think that does it for housekeeping stuff.
Okay.
Let's get into what we've been up to the past week.
Okay.
We get to catch up. This is kind of like the part of the episode where Jimmy and I, as buddies, we don't talk to each other outside of the podcast.
No, we don't.
It has come back to haunt us in a couple situations, but we're like, we can't talk about this because we talked about it on the podcast. And so we get to kind of catch up and help each other problem solve life stuff and vehicle stuff and just figure and, share stories with what we've been up to.
Sure.
So, and just in case we have like a new listener.
Yeah, you wanted to explain that.
I want to explain it. This is like episode 281, so I don't know, something like that.
521.
Oh, okay. So anyways, man, what have you been up to? Did you get anything fun done over the past week?
No, not really.
Okay.
So this last week, I went camping with the family.
Fun.
Well, it's not. Yeah, I didn't get any fun things done on Samantha.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's other fun stuff
there
than just working on Samantha.
Yeah, I know, but it's like, I know the listeners want to hear what I'm doing on Samantha.
I think updates on Samantha is good and hearing about how that build is going, but I think people like to hear about our adventures too.
Yeah, they do. I'm sure. Yeah.
At least that's what's in my head.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling
talking.
myself.
So yeah.
No, we went camping out by the coast, sort of out near Point Reyes area.
Okay.
For those that don't know California as well, it's just a little bit north of San Francisco, near the coast, at a place called Olima Ranch. It was our Olima campground, excuse me. And it's a campground that the assistant has been going to since she was a child.
Wow.
Every year, at least once a year or twice a year, they would go out to this campground and take over sort of a few campsites, and her entire family would be out there. And so it brought back a lot of fun memories. She wanted to do it again. She wanted the mini assistant to go out there and experience it and see it. And we invited one of the mini assistants, friends from school and their family.
Okay.
And it's that they're just a dad, a mom, and the child, and we're just a dad, a mom, and a child. So it was 3 and 3.
Yeah.
It worked out really well. We got 2 different campsites right next to each other. Phenomenal camping spot.
Okay.
It was, our locations, we got the tent camping sites 11 and 12, and they are perfect. They're shaded almost all, like where we put our tents, they were shaded almost all day. The tables were in good shape. There's potable water. It has flushing toilets, has warm showers. It was a simple car camping trip.
Nice.
Or overlanding for some. Yeah.
Shots fired.
Yeah. The assistant and I stayed in the rooftop tent. The 2 kids, we brought a small little dome tent for the 2 kids. They stayed in their own tent, and then the other 2 parents stayed in a ground tent.
Okay.
We got there Friday and chilled, and probably drank a little bit too much, played some board games with the kids or card games with the kids. And as soon as we showed up, we left like an hour after the other family, and we got there 20 minutes after they arrived. And it wasn't because I was speeding. It was just traffic was bad for them, and we were hitting the traffic lightening up, I think. And so it was an easier trip for us.
Yeah.
But as soon as we got there, the other mom poured Palomelos. What is it? It's tequila and grapefruit juice or something like that.
Oh, Palomas.
Palomas.
Yep.
Thank you. Palomas.
Secretary loves Palomas. I fucking hate them.
Yeah. They were all right. I
hate grapefruits. I cannot have grapefruit. I don't know.
I'm not the biggest tequila fan.
Oh.
Yeah, gin I can't do, and tequila I'm like on the fence.
Okay.
But I was able to stomach these. They were pre-mixed, bottled, like a margarita mix, but it was Pomelo mix. And so it was really easy. But we started drinking those, and then we moved to some beers, and then we moved to I brought the Bullet pre-made old fashioned.
Okay.
And it was good. It was sweet. So if I were to do it again, and actually I don't know why I didn't think of this at the time, probably because I was already drinking. But I should have cut it with more whiskey, right, to bring the sugar down.
Yeah.
But the flavor was pretty good.
So you just dilute it with more alcohol.
Dilute it with more alcohol. Then it would have been pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would probably, if I were to do it again, I would buy the bottle of Bullet, and then I'd put like another quarter more alcohol in it.
Really? That much?
Yeah. Cause I don't know. I don't like mine super sweet.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was good. I drank that whole bottle, not that night.
Okay.
It's a small bottle too. It's maybe like 16 ounces or 20 ounces. No, yeah, probably about 16 ounces.
Okay.
A pre-made mix. So over 2 nights I drank that.
Okay.
And I turned to the assistant on the last day. I'm like, did you have any of this? And she's like, yeah, I had a little bit the other night. And I was like, okay, bloop, dumped the rest of it in mine. So that was funny. So got there Friday night, didn't do a whole lot, just sort of sat around. We're able to have a fire because it's in a green, lush area over by the coast. It was colder, and it's a private campground. So, and they had dedicated fighter rings. So we had a fire.
I thought you said fighter rings.
Fighter rings.
Wow, that sounds like a fun campground.
It is an absolute ball of a campground. Yeah. Fire rings.
Yeah.
Which surround the fighter ring.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
So if you hit the fighter off of the ring, they fall in the fire rings.
ring.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Perfect.
It's like Mortal Kombat.
Kind of. Yeah. Stayed up a little late that night. Not a whole lot. There was all kinds of warning signs of raccoons. And so we did our best to pack everything up.
As cuddle animals for bedtime?
Yeah, I wish. No, they were signs saying like there will be raccoons in your campsite tonight. They know how to open your ice chests, like pack appropriately, clean things up. Yeah. So there were raccoons. They didn't do anything at our campground or our campsite. We packed everything up really well, and we put heavy totes on top of ice chests, and we clean, put the garbages away and everything. So it was fine. We heard them like running through and making their little noises. And I think they got it like in a tussle, like off a little ways away or something. Maybe they got some food from somebody else or something. Yeah. Saturday came around too early, and the kiddos woke up really early. And then we made them breakfast and everything, and we went to the beach. We went to starts with an S. Give me a vowel.
O, E, A.
Yes, all of those.
I, U, Y.
Stinton.
Stinton Beach?
Stinton Beach? Is that Stanton? Stinton.
Stanton Beach. Stanton.
Shoot.
Stinton.
I don't know what I think it's Stinton.
I don't know anything on that beach. On the coast. I'm a mountain dude.
Okay. It's a cool little town right off of Highway 1. And then there's a few buildings there. And then there's a big parking lot behind the town. And then over the dunes is the ocean. Okay. So it's kind of if you park in the parking lot, if you're looking at the ocean, right behind you is town. Okay. It's kind of a fun little spot. So there's this perfect parking area, whether you want to go to the beach or into town.
Okay.
So it works out really well. The game plan was just to go to the beach for a little while, hang out, and then go back to camp. But we stayed there all day. Like it was a beautiful blue sky, sunny day.
This was Saturday or
Saturday?
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it was like a high of 85 on the coast or something. And the water was cold. The beach was warm. We just hung out. At some point, the assistant and the other mom went on a walk into town to go get more beverages because we didn't expect to be there that long, and we were still hanging out.
Yeah.
I dug a hole so deep.
Did you bury a barbecue?
No, but I hit water.
Oh, you hit the water table?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Well, granted, the water table is not very high right by the ocean, but I believe it was lower than the tide was at.
Okay.
So it's like I felt like I dug below the level of the height, the level of where the water was.
Yeah.
But the kids were super excited for that. And when the kids jumped in it, man, they were below their head. I think I was right about it was a 5 foot,
nice
5, 6, 7, somewhere in that range, deep hole.
Okay.
So that was fun. They're like, how far down are you going? And I was like, I don't know.
Until I get tired.
Until I get tired. And in my head, I'm like, I'm digging till I hit water. And then they played in it. They got all sandy. And then they're like, what are we going to do? And I'm like, go in the ocean.
Yeah.
Go clean yourself off. And they're like, what? And I was like, so I jumped in the ocean because I was all hot. Body surfed some waves, and they were stoked about that. They're like, what? How'd you do that? I'm like, are you kidding me? You've never seen this? And so, yeah, that was fun. We drove back to the campgrounds, hung out that night, made burgers and hot dogs and some chips and stuff, and chilled and stayed up. We brought way too much firewood, so we kind of we didn't have like an overly big fire, but we had a good roaring fire. Marsh did s'mores. Oh, here's the s'more. If you're a s'more person,
okay,
I just did there's a big hack.
I feel like we've had s'more conversations before, and people have written us about no, you need to do this way.
Yeah.
So we have some s'more aficionados out there.
Yeah. Well, first of all, before I go into the actual s'mores we made, we brought a bottle of s'more whiskey.
Oh,
s'more flavored whiskey. All right. It's on par with the sweetness level of what's the peanut butter whiskey? Screwball. It's on par with that sweetness level, but it's not peanut butter. It's s'more flavored. Super good.
So I have a cookie dough whiskey at home, and that's pretty tasty. I put that and mix it with dessert drinks.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what it is.
Okay.
It was it's only a sipping whiskey that you're only drinking an ounce because it's so sweet. Yeah.
You're not having 2 or 3 fingers of it at once.
But when you're drinking a s'more whiskey and eating a s'more,
that
was pretty phenomenal.
Okay, I could see that.
But so
real quick sidetrack. I was watching the kid one night, and the secretary was making drinks.
Okay.
And so she asked me, how much alcohol do you want in this drink? And I said, just give me a finger.
Okay.
And she kind of was silent, but she was behind me. And so I was like,
was she flipping you off?
Did you hear that? And I turned around, she was flipping me off. And I was like, what are you doing? She goes, you said give you a finger. I was like, no, a finger is a measurement. She goes, I have no clue what you're talking about. So this is the finger. I was like, okay. So
Yeah.
I got to explain to her what that means
What that meant.
for alcohol. So,
Yeah.
anyways.
Exactly. So the assistant leveled up my s'more making game because what she does is she'll put the graham cracker, the half of the graham cracker and the chocolate on the grill next to, or the grate next to the fire.
Okay.
So that will warm up the chocolate. So it already is sort of pre-melty, right? So the marshmallow isn't warming the chocolate up, or you're not biting into cold chocolate.
Okay.
Right. So that was a big game changer for me. So we've always kind of done that.
Okay.
I've had people bring Reese's Pieces or small Snickers bars or Butterfingers or the bite-sized candies. That's a game changer as well.
Do you just shove it into the marshmallow then and have like a stuffed marshmallow?
No, you use that as the chocolate.
Okay.
So you do graham cracker and then the small bite-sized candy.
Okay.
And you put that next to the fire so that it warms up.
Uh-huh.
Then you cook your marshmallow and squeeze it all together. Right. So this mom brought the Ghirardelli chocolate squares.
Oh.
Right. So there's like, they're almost the exact same size as half of a graham cracker.
Uh-huh.
And there's dark chocolate and milk chocolates. And then there's caramel filled ones. And so it was right on par with the small candies, but now it's really good chocolate.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, this is perfect.
Yeah.
So that was the leg up this.
Have you done the flavored marshmallows before yet?
No.
There's like Oreo marshmallows and cookie dough marshmallows and other stuff like that.
Haven't tried those. We had color changed marshmallows.
Okay.
They were blue and pink, and when you cooked them, they turned white.
It's boring. Should be the other way.
Yeah. Well, normally most kids end up burning them anyway, right?
Exactly. True.
So started them off with the color and have them go to black.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, my marshmallows change color all the time.
Yeah, right?
Oh, it's funny.
No, but I haven't had any of the flavored marshmallows.
Those
that
are
could
pretty
be
good.
Interesting too.
Those turn out pretty good.
Yeah. So we did that. Next day we just woke up, packed up, made some breakfast, and came home.
Okay.
But my house is in disarray because we are getting around to repiping the entire inside of the house right now.
That's right. Yeah.
And so we came home to like half of the house not having water.
Yeah. Okay.
Because
or walls
or walls. Well, actually a lot of, so half of the first story house is on a raised foundation.
Okay.
Like the front room and the kitchen, as you know. That's all raised foundation. So anything under the house there, he didn't need to open any walls.
Okay.
Then he popped out into the garage and to avoid the concrete floor. And we took the piping up to the ceiling and over to the complete opposite side of the house.
Okay.
And then we turned it there, and then we needed to open some of the walls on that side of the house, but it's only like 10 feet or so to where the water heater is.
Yeah.
So we opened a little bit of the house there, and then maybe another 5 feet past the water heater, we needed to open a little bit there because there's a bathroom. And then another just through the wall on the other side is our laundry room. So that was really about it.
That's not bad.
All the bathrooms on the upstairs are all exposed already because I haven't finished doing the master bathroom.
Perfect. Yeah.
So we were kind of like, we got to finish repiping the house before we start the master bathroom.
Yep.
So so we came home to holes in the walls, laundry machine and dryer are out of the room and not operational. You know, we just got home from a camping trip. So we're like, well, thank goodness, my parents live next door. Yeah. We're going to borrow theirs. And one bathroom of 2 working, which was only the upstairs one. So yeah, it was kind of we expected him to be done. Yeah. But he didn't finish. And he was like, can I come back? Like the next time I can really come back is next Thursday. And I'm like, hey man, we're gone Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So do as much work during that time as you want. And I'm really hoping when we come home this week that everything is buttoned up. Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. Oh man. But yeah, that's sort of what I've been doing for the most part. It was a fun camping weekend, and our house is completely trashed right now because like everything under every single sink needed to be pulled out. Yeah. A bunch of closet stuff needed to be pulled out. So it's like washer and dryers in the living room. It's just,
yeah,
it's a mess
nice
right now. But yeah, thankfully we're only home for a few days and then we'll be back next week and we'll have to put it all away.
There you go. My house is a little bit of a mess right now, but that's because I got baby shit everywhere.
Yeah. That's typical.
Yeah. No, I didn't do much this weekend. I played a little bit with the 4Runner.
Okay.
So I got a couple of higher end temperature gauges for like HVAC systems.
Yeah. From one of your employees.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so I used those to compare against all my current gauges in the 4Runner.
Sure. Did you just stab a hole through the radiator hose?
Yes. Yep. Which surprisingly creates a really nice fountain. And so,
yes.
No, I took and I had the temperature probe. Well, I know that the temperature probe for the radiator fan is reading the same temperatures as the ECU sender.
Okay. But the ECU sender is in from the back of the engine, right?
So I did some research on this because there's two temperature gauges on the 4Runner, one for the gauge in your dash, the sender, and the sender for the ECU.
Ah.
So there's two different senders.
Two different ones.
Two different sensors, two senders. And the ECU sender is on the front of the block at the outlet, the coolant outlet.
Okay.
Right there. And the gauge sender on your dash is in the back of the block.
Got it.
So with that being said.
So now you know the probe is the same sensor as the ECU, or the same temperature reading more or less within a few degrees of the ECU.
And the gauge on the dash too.
Okay, yeah.
So all three of those are reading the same. And it was my thermometer gun, my infrared gun, that was reading differently from all the others. So I took the HVAC probe and stuck it in the radiator fins right next to the fan probe.
Okay.
And it was within 2 degrees of the fan probe.
Okay.
So I am overheating.
Yes.
Good news is my gauges and senders and everything seem to be working properly.
Yeah. Good news is it's giving me correct information.
Yeah.
Bad news is I'm
actually
hot.
I'm actually overheating. Yes. So that's I did a bunch of testing there, heated up the engine, let it run for a little bit. One weird thing though is when I pulled up the OBD2 info on torque, it was not reading the coolant information in the ECU. It was just no info.
Interesting.
Yeah, until I started driving it. And once I started driving it, got it on the highway, on the freeway, then it gave me the temperature readout for the coolant. So I'm not sure what that means. But once it did start reading, I double checked it with the fan probe and they were saying the same thing. So
yeah, that's bizarre. I wonder why that is. I was trying to think if your OBD2 reader is on your engine harness or your cab harness, but it would only be on your engine harness because your original engine for that vehicle was OBD1, right?
No, it was OBD2.
Was it?
It's 94. Yeah.
94 was OBD. It was still a 3.0 though in that vehicle.
It was a 3.0 in the first one. It got swapped to a 22RE.
And 22RE is an OBD1.
That is true. So yes, that is correct. Yes, it was OBD1. And then the 3.4 is OBD2. And that's when it got all the OBD2 stuff put in.
Yeah. So correct. The OBD2 is on your engine harness, not connected to your chassis harness.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's what I was thinking about. Wait, what is the OBD2? Which one's that harness is that on? That's what I was thinking.
Well, I didn't see exactly how ORS has that lined out because I got the Off-Road Solutions ORS harness and they have a chassis conversion harness. And so I'm wondering if it's part of the chassis conversion harness because the ECU is there in the chassis. But
it's in the cab.
It's in the cab.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure the OBD2 circuit, if it goes into the engine harness or the chassis harness.
Yeah. I don't know.
So,
or if it's just plugged straight into
maybe it just fucking plugged straight into the ECU. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a good question. I didn't put that wiring in, so I'm not sure.
Sure.
So anyways, I'm overheating.
You're overheating.
So my next.
And we know that your temperature gauges are correct.
And we know my temperature gauges are correct. So I have been getting a lot of feedback.
That you should throw that ultra red dot temperature probe thing away.
Oh, the infrared?
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems to work great on trailer tires though, and like wheel bearings.
Well,
like
did you
checking stuff like
stab
that.
the temperature probe through your wheel tie or your tire to make sure it's reading the correct temperature?
I did not.
Okay. You should try that.
Okay. I'll try that next.
How do you know if it's right temperature? It might still be reading a completely wrong temperature.
It gives me similar temperatures to what the TPMS sensors give me.
Oh, interesting.
So I'm assuming those are correct then.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyways, so my next plan of action now, I did get a lot of great feedback. I'm still getting feedback every day, almost a message, at least one message a day about the overheating and tips and things to try. And I did learn that Ford Taurus fans, the cool thing about Ford Taurus fans, the mid 90s ones, is that they're a dual rate fan.
Okay.
Right. And on low, they run about 2000 CFM. On high, they run about 5000 CFM.
Woo. Okay.
But they pull like 45, 50 amps, something like that, which is a lot.
explains a lot because those engines were super underpowered.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe the fan is actually pulling the car forward.
I wouldn't blame me. I wouldn't think it would be incorrect. So anyways, now that I learned that, I was like, okay, so there are electric fans out there that pull more than 2500 CFM, 5000 CFM. I just need to find one that either works in the 4Runner or modify it. But what I think I'm going to do before that is I've talked with a few other people that have 3.4 engines. And it seemed like no matter what people were doing with that 3.4 engine, a mechanical fan, even without a shroud, fixed all the problems.
Okay.
So I have a mechanical fan and I thought I had a fan clutch and I was just going to put them on and I was going to do that like last year or something like that.
Yeah.
But the fan clutch doesn't fit. I either got sent the wrong one or ordered the wrong one. I don't know. I never looked into it and now it's too far gone to look into it and have any meaningful impact. So I think I got a 22 RE fan clutch for some reason. It's just the bolt pattern is like half an inch smaller than the 3.4. So I ordered up a new fan clutch. That should be here this week. I'll put a mechanical fan in, take out my electric fan, and see what that does.
Okay.
Because I know that mechanical fan pulls 3,000, 3,500 CFM, something like that. And my electric fan probably pulls 2,000 to 2,500. So I should get more air, but I won't have a shroud.
Right.
So if then still that doesn't work correctly, then my next move will be to build a shroud for it. And if that still doesn't work, then I'll be finding a way to modify a Ford Taurus fan into the system, into the radiator, and just build a dual relay circuit for it all. And then I learned, somebody sent me a really cool article, MF Rashawn did, about Volvo fans.
Okay.
So Volvo fan is essentially the same thing as the Ford Taurus fan, but the Volvo fan is separatable from the shroud.
Oh,
yeah. So if I don't think I can get the Ford Taurus shroud to fit the radiator. I would have to build some custom brackets or something.
sure.
So I'm wondering if I can take the Volvo fan, go find one of those,
And put it in
pull
place.
it out of the shroud and put it in my current electric fan shroud. So that would be the next step if the mechanical fan doesn't work.
Yeah. That's cool.
And then if all changing up fans and everything doesn't work, then I have to move the condenser. We'll see how it goes from there.
Yeah. Or move your engine forward.
Or move the engine forward. I don't think the engine moving forward or backwards is the problem though.
Well, then move your cab backwards.
There we go. I'll just extend the cab. There we go. I like that option.
One of those.
I'll just put a Pacer cab on it. How's that?
There. Yeah.
I'll talk to Colt and be like, hey,
Perfect.
find me another Pacer.
Yeah.
Oh, that episode hasn't aired yet. Nope. Oops. Ignore that, everybody. I'll have to beep it out. We'll go back into editing and beep that. Okay. So we're back. Yeah, that was my playing around with the 4Runner. The glue tread patch I put on my tire from my Rubicon trip, my solo Rubicon trip, and I punctured my driver front tire.
Yes.
It started peeling back, and I think I caught some of the edges of the patch and peeled it when I was on Fordyce.
Okay.
So I completely redid that patch, let all of the air out of the tire, redid the patch, and then ground down and beveled the edges this time.
Nice.
Which I knew I should have done last time, but I was like, I'm lazy.
Yeah. Let's see how long it lasts.
Let's see how long it lasts. It was a fun science experiment, and it lasted about one off-road trip after that because I caught the edges and peeled it off. So
but the thing is that those patches are really only designed to get you off the trail, right?
Oh, they're not designed for what I'm using it for.
No,
100%.
Not at all.
Yes.
But you're driving around on the road, which you shouldn't do.
I should not be doing.
It's not DOT approved.
Nope.
And you drove the trail back and forth.
Uh-huh.
And it was just starting to rip off.
Yeah. And it was just barely like I would lose 10 PSI in a week.
Right.
Like that's what it was coming down to. So I put a new patch on.
It's like one a day.
Yeah, something
almost.
like that. Yeah. So it wasn't bad. I did that, fixed that, and then got all those answers on the engine stuff. And let's see, what else did I do? I really wanted to swap out the passenger door handle.
Why?
Because it doesn't work.
Oh, that would be a good reason.
Ever since you took it out on snow tracks for the Ruby Tracks trip.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Oh.
When it came back from that trip, the passenger door handle no longer worked. So I'm not sure. I'm just guessing it just disconnected inside for some reason, but I have 3 spare door handles. So I just need to pull the interior panel off and disconnect it and we put a new one in.
Well, if you pull the interior panel off, just first look and see if it just disconnected.
Exactly. Yes.
And then if it doesn't, that's not the case, then yeah, swap it out.
Yeah. So I was going to do that, but then the kid was having a little bit of a hard time because he got his first head cold.
Oh,
yeah. At 4 months old. And it just got to the point where he couldn't breathe while he was laying down horizontally because his sinuses would drain into his throat and then he'd cough trying to breathe. Right.
Like us.
And he couldn't breathe while eating like us. Like if you're eating a lot, you can't breathe through your nose.
Sure.
And so he was having a really hard time last week. And so there was a couple times when you're just like, it sucks. Right. And I talked with a couple of listeners, about it, who I knew had young kids and they're like, dude, it sucks. Cause they don't know what's going on at that age. They just don't feel good and they have no clue why.
Yeah.
And he goes, just wait until he throws up his first time. And then he's like, I don't know what's happening. What is this? What's happening with all this coming back up?
Yeah.
And so, he had a head cold. So it was a lot of, typically we don't let him sleep in our arms because we don't want to let him get used to that. Right. We've been able to avoid him sleeping in our room all this time. So he only sleeps in his room and he's doing really good when he can breathe, at sleeping in his own room. But last week I was letting him sleep on my arms and on my chest because he couldn't lay down on his back.
Yeah.
And so
and he can't stand or
sleep sit up. Yeah, really. He's on the verge of standing and sitting right now. He's so close to both.
Wow.
But yeah, he just couldn't. So I let him sleep on his stomach on my chest and everything would drain out of his mouth onto me all night long. I'm just like, what else can we do? We need him to breathe. So anyways, he got over that in like 2 days. It was fairly impressive. Good. I was like, oh, that's pretty good. Secretary ended up catching it.
Oh, bummer.
And it's still going on and she's having a really hard time. So this weekend turned into more of me taking care of everybody than working on the Forerunner like I wanted to.
Yep.
But I got to take the kid to Lowe's for an hour and a half.
Okay.
Literally just walked around Lowe's. I forget what we were there for now. I ended up leaving with a new barbecue though. So that was nice.
There you go.
I didn't intend to get a barbecue while I was there, but we got one anyways.
Yep.
And then after that, we went to Target and spent another hour and a half at Target. Didn't get anything.
Oh, wow.
Just walked around.
Okay.
And then went home. And then the next day I went to IKEA with him.
Nice.
So just to
IKEA.
Get him on Sunday?
No.
Okay.
Last Tuesday.
Okay. Yeah, I went in on Sunday and I just went for cinnamon rolls.
Oh yeah.
Because I like the IKEA cinnamon rolls and
you liked them so much you wanted me to bring some to the warehouse when I went, remember?
Yeah. They were great. But yeah, I just ended up going for cinnamon rolls. And so it was a 2.5 hour trip to IKEA for cinnamon rolls.
Wow.
Just walking around. And he was looking around. He's super, super attentive right now. But the only thing that caught his eye at IKEA, there was this light board that flashes patterns and it looks like a picture frame. Sure. And he immediately just zoned in on it as soon as we started walking towards it. And then I just sat there for 10 minutes while he watched it, enthralled with it. I was like, oh,
flashy
cool.
lights.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then we also went and had dinner with my grandmother and brought him.
Okay.
Old people love babies.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. Well, I was a little concerned that we would disturb the dining area. They're at a retirement home, right? My grandmother's.
Yeah.
So big group dining area, holds about 200, 250 people. And I was afraid of bringing him down because I didn't want to disturb the dining area because he starts getting fussy or crying or hungry or whatever it is. We definitely disturbed the dining area, but it was because everybody wanted to touch, hold, say hi to the baby. There was like, people were stopping us going in and out of the dining anytime we were carrying him around to see him. And I was like, man, I feel like a celebrity right now. This is kind of fun.
Well, now you know where you can get free daycare.
Exactly.
So it's like, hey, can you have one of your people watch this for a while?
We literally had people that were like, we'll just watch him while you guys have dinner if you want to relax and have dinner. And I was like, I don't know you, but I'm like, okay, here you go. And let her hold it for 5 minutes, come back.
Like, I'll take my child back, please.
Yeah, exactly. So that was an interesting experience. I was not expecting that. It went complete opposite, but I was like, man, old people love babies. Holy crap.
Oh yeah. They absolutely do.
Yeah. That was my experience for this weekend. Everything that I was kind of into. Update on the 4Runner. The 4Runner is getting wrapped right now.
Ooh, okay.
And it's super obnoxious.
No shit. Really?
I'm so excited. Yes.
Doing something obnoxious.
Outrageous and obnoxious.
Let me guess. It's neon green with a big black phallic symbol on the hood.
Not on the hood.
Okay.
Yeah. We put it somewhere else. You kind of have to look closely at the wrap in order to find it.
Jeez.
But it's a neon green camo, a digital camo.
Okay.
Neon green digital camo with a MORRFlate on the side, and then RU and MFer on the hood. And then we'll put the build partners on the rear quarter panel windows.
Oh, cool.
So SnailTrail 4x4, Yokohama, 4-wheel underground, Onyx off-road. We'll be able to put all those on the rear quarter panel windows so that people know kind of what went into this build to make it happen. So that's finally happening. Something I've been wanting to do for a long time. I just haven't. Anyways, it's finally happening. So
finally getting there. Cool. Yeah.
We'll do a grand reveal. He said he might be able to have it done for my trip this weekend.
Dang.
That'd
be crazy.
Impressive and super crazy. This weekend, Saturday, there's a lot of people going to be on the Rubicon, surprisingly. Let's see, the Clint Conliff.
Oh yeah.
Will be up.
Okay.
He's leading a group of like 13 vehicles.
Whoa.
Through the trail.
Okay.
2 of them have off-road trailers.
Oh.
So their plan, I think, is to go to the Springs in one day and then come back out, do the RTF loop on the second day. And then the third day, they'll be traveling back out to Loon or something like that. I'm not sure exactly what their plans are, but they'll be out on the trail. And then a bunch of Land Rovers are going to be out on the trail this weekend as well. And then the Mad Hatters, we are doing our summer picnic this weekend. We're not going to be on the majority of the trail. We're not going to be going all the way through anything. We're going to be doing the Wentworth Springs loop.
Right.
So we stay at Ice House Resort for the weekend. And then we go up into the trail on Saturday and do the Wentworth Springs loop.
Nice.
And then we have our club picnic potluck on Saturday evening.
Okay.
So I'll be going out there for that. And I was thinking about taking the Bronco, and then I realized that I still don't have sliders on the Bronco. I'm like, that would be stupid.
That wouldn't work.
That would not work very well at all.
No.
So I'm really kind of now hoping they finish the wrap and I can have it out on the Rubicon this weekend.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
If not, I'll be hanging out in camp in the Lance all day.
There you go.
So
you can steal Bobcat.
Oh, that might be doable. Can we fit a car seat in there though?
In the front.
In the front? Yeah. I don't think it would work.
No.
Carrie won't let it. Oh, it's stuck. Oh, yeah. I don't think that'll work. The secretary won't won't go for that.
Well, leave the secretary and the baby at camp, and then you wheel or Springs Loop.
If she's feeling better, she's still, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
That might be an option. I don't know.
You know where to find it. I'm going to be out of town.
That's true. Okay. I might just go over and steal it. We'll see.
Yeah.
See how that goes.
Cool.
All right. But that's what I've been up to.
Okay.
Kind of my short-term plans for the next week. And yeah, man, good stuff.
Thanks. Yeah. I think it sounds fun. That's a good upcoming week for you and me. And
yeah,
got some fun travel and some fun off-roading stuff coming up.
Mm-hmm. Are you going to take a GoPro on the roller coasters?
Am I allowed to?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Yeah.
I imagine you can't hold one, but if you could find one to like strap it to your body or something.
Yeah, I don't know. They make those chest mount ones, but a lot of those have like the ratcheting thing that comes over you. So
try and find a way to put it onto a hat.
Yeah.
Attach it to a hat.
Yeah. I
don't know if they let you wear hats.
They don't really even let you wear hats.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I'm really allowed to. I'm really trying to figure out if I want to try to do a daily vlog in Ireland or not.
I think that would be kind of cool. I would be interested in it just because I've been to Ireland. And so it'd be fun to see what other things are there that I missed from when I was there, right? Because it sounds like a lot of stuff you're seeing is very different from what we did.
Sure.
We almost went on a castle tour around Ireland while we were there. And so it was, I would be interested in it. So
yeah, I'm 6 one way, half a dozen the other. Because I think that it'd be fun and it'd be great to share and people could keep up with it. But on the flip side, it's like, I don't want to have to do that work while on a vacation.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as much as photos and videos might happen, I don't know. We'll see.
No, enjoy the vacation. Don't try and do a vlog. Like if you can take a couple of pictures and post on Instagram.
Yeah.
That'll happen. Look where we're at today.
That'll happen regardless.
Yeah.
But it'll probably happen for those that do follow along. I probably won't post most of that on SnailTrail4x4.
Mm-hmm.
I will post most of that probably on my personal page.
Do you guys have plans to go to Temple Bar?
I don't know.
Temple Bar is a really cool downtown spot. I never made it into the bar itself.
Okay.
But it's a world famous bar. I think in Dublin ?
It sounds familiar.
It's a world famous bar, and the bar itself is pretty cool. They've always got live music going if they're open. But the whole downtown area that the bar is situated in is rad to walk around.
I don't know if we're specifically going to Temple Bar, but I know when we land, our first hotel is in the downtown bar district.
Okay.
Because we land at like 5 or 6 o'clock their time, PM.
Okay.
PM.
Yeah.
And somewhere the assistant read that the thing to do is just go out and party.
Yep.
Because you're going to come home and you're going to get there and you're going to be tired.
Mm-hmm.
So you just need to get out and go and have a few drinks and relax and stay up into as late as you possibly can.
Yep.
And then when you go to bed, then your sleep cycle will be more in line with the modern time or that current time.
Yep.
So, and that's the way I've always done it. My goal is I don't ever sleep on the airplane on the way there because then whenever I get there, I'm tired, but I have to stay awake until nighttime.
Yeah.
And then when I go to sleep, I sleep good and I sleep for a bunch of hours and I'm pretty damn close to on that time zone.
Yeah.
That's the way I've always done it.
That works really well. And the nightlife in downtown Dublin is happening.
Yes,
it's hopping.
I believe it.
The streets just get crowded with people walking. You can't really drive down the streets anymore.
Yeah.
And it's every single night too, pretty much.
I believe that as well.
So,
but yeah, we got I think it's a VW. No, or is it a Ford? Ka.
Okay.
Ka.
Diesel? I would imagine it is.
It maybe is. It probably is. I didn't think about it. It's a manual.
Perfect. You're going to have fun.
It's a manual and you're on the wrong side in the car and you're on the wrong side of the road.
Yep. The clutch and gas pedal are still the same.
All the pedals are the same.
But your shifter's on your left hand.
Correct. And shifting pattern is the same.
Yes. Yep.
So first is still upper
top
left.
Yeah. It's manual transmission diesel sedans in Europe are a lot of fun to drive.
Yeah. To get an automatic, it was almost twice as much.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I think it's because
all the Americans coming in that don't know how to drive automatics.
Yeah, exactly.
Or manuals.
Yeah, 100%. It's like, I don't want to have to worry about shifting when I'm already on the wrong side of the car or the wrong side of the road or the wrong side of the road.
Yep.
Right. So I only want an automatic. Well,
yeah.
I'm going to save like $200 by getting a manual.
And you're going to have way more fun.
And I'm going to have way more fun. And it's a small car.
Yeah.
It is small. And a lot of advice that we got was to get the smallest car you can because the roads are so narrow.
They're very tiny.
So tiny. Yep. And most of the time it's a 1-lane road and it's 2 ways of traffic.
Yep.
And so if you have like, I want a bigger car, it's like, you just don't fit.
Yeah, you don't.
You can't.
You don't. And you get the insurance.
Oh, yeah.
Rental insurance. Because there are absolutely roads like that. And on the sides of the roads, it's not like
a rock wall.
It's a rock wall with shrubbery on it, right?
Yes.
And so if you are oncoming other cars, you can kind of slow down and work your way past each other. But if you're head on with a bus, you literally have to put your car up against the rock wall.
Yeah.
And so if you just get the rental insurance, they understand that that's going to happen.
Right.
And that's just what has to happen on a lot of those roads.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I've heard a few stories of the people just pulling over as far as they possibly can into the shrubbery. And then there's a ditch that they don't see. So then they slip into the ditch and then flop against the wall.
Yep.
Like don't flop the vehicle, but they slide against the wall and then they're stuck.
Yep.
And so how do you get out when you're literally against the wall?
Yep.
Yeah. You have to get drug across the wall. So yeah, we're definitely getting the insurance.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Plus I'm driving. So
yeah.
It's smart.
You're going to have fun though. It's going to be it's going to be a great trip. I think you guys are going to have a blast. It sounds like a lot of fun. So
yeah, I think so as well. So if you guys have any feedback for me for things that I should do in Ireland, I mean, we are pretty well booked up on our schedule, but maybe we can figure out some things to do along the way. If you guys have some good suggestions, you can phone in and tell us on our hotline, 916-345-4744. You can email us, Jimmy or Tyler at SnailTrail4x4.com, or you can hit us up on Instagram. I'm over at SnailTrail4x4. If you want to know my personal page, and you haven't found it yet, you can DM the
podcast.
Yeah. And you haven't, the other podcast, you can DM me and I'll send you the link or the name there. So yeah, just hit me up, SnailTrail4x4, or if you want to get a hold of Tyler, he's over at 4x4 Toyota Tyler.
Cool. I like it, man. I guess with that, that kind of concludes and wraps up the episode, eh?
I
got into Canadian mode for a second.
I know. Another country, huh?
Jimmy, do you got any final words for everybody out there?
Let's go to Alaska next.
So, the secretary is planning an Alaskan highway trip with the Lance. Just FYI. So if you guys want to be involved with it, we could do a big trip with the two families.
Yes.
All right.
Keep me informed.
All right. With that, my friends, keep crawling.
I got one for you.
Okay. Is this the one from earlier that you said you didn't want to say until this time now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What did the CIA tell the president during the shooting? Or excuse me, not president, but the former president.
I don't know. What did they tell him?
Duck, Donald.
Okay.